majority of keen cyclists will experience low back pain at some point. In fact, you'll be hard pushed to find a professional cyclist who hasn't been affected by it during their career. It's hardly surprising when you think about it. Clipping in and reaching for your handlebars puts the lower back in an unnatural position. But it's not all doom and gloom, and you can ride your bike and not experience low back pain. And with the help of Cannondale Garmin chiropractor Matt Rabin, we'll show you how.
The first exercise we're going to look at is called the founder, and it works on building the muscles of the posterior chain so they can all work in a line to support yourself on the bike a little bit more rigidly. So, take your feet shoulder width apart, and it's important you stand starting upright. So keep your hips over your ankles, your shoulders over your hips, and you want to keep your ears back over your head. This evenly distributes the weight through your body appropriately. So just from this position, just rock back so your weight is on your heels. From here, soften your knees so you just unlock them. So you're not bending them, you're just unlocking them, just so they're not locked out, okay? Now from here, you're gonna bring your hips back and you're gonna tilt your body forward, keeping your chest straight and your back high. Bring your hips back, bring your hands out in front of you and put your fingertips together. Okay, so slowly reach your hands forward, over, above your head. So this, your hands here and your hips, you're gonna separate these two. So push this forward, reach out to me and pull your hips back. Now from here, just take your knees back and try and get it behind your ankle and just keep your head, chin tucked in there. This exercise works on the muscles of the posterior chain, the upper back, lower back, the glutes and the hamstrings. You should feel a burn all the way through here. You're gonna hold that for 10 seconds and then you're gonna repeat that 3 times. The second exercise we're gonna look at is known as a woodpecker. This exercise really helps to recruit the deep gluteal muscle fibers. Getting your gluteal muscle fibers activated before you ride will help to stabilize the back and give you a little bit more support. So from here, take a lunge step forwards. As you step forwards, make sure the knee doesn't drift too far forwards. You want to be able to look down and still see your shin. Okay? As you take a step forwards, your pelvis gets a little bit shifted, so you're going to square yourself up back from here. Now, imagine there's a skewer running right the way through the hips here, and that is your pivot point. Nothing above there moves, nothing below there moves. You're just going to hinge from that point. So reach your hands out forwards in front of you, push your fingertips together, and now from here, keeping your hip here, lean over your front hip and reach forwards. Reach out as far forwards as you can. Let your heel come off the floor, that's okay. Let your heel come off the floor and bring in, make sure your knee stays back. Now from here, push your right heel into the floor and pull your hips back and reach your hands forwards. In this position, you're going to feel a very deep, intense burning in that gluteal muscle, really recruiting some of those deep fibers. You hold that for 10 seconds and then relax off, okay? Repeat that 2 or 3 times on both legs. This next exercise is the plank. No routine to help stabilize the low back can really overlook this basic exercise. What this does is it tries to engage the muscles which link the upper body and the lower body, which we commonly know as your core. By getting these muscles activated before you get on your bike will help to stabilize the back and get the muscles primed before you ride. So come down into a plank position, which basically means come onto your elbows. Now from here onto your toes, feet about shoulder width apart, and you're going to bridge up. Once in this position, keep your head upright with your eyes pointing towards the floor about 10 centimeters in front of you. What this does, it keeps your neck in neutral so that you're not extending your chin too much. Make sure your hips come up a little bit. Everything stays in a straight line. You don't let this sag in the middle. Bring this up, but you don't let it come too high either. This should all be in a nice straight line with the feet about shoulder width apart and on the tiptoes. Hold this for a minute, and then you want to try and repeat that 3 times. Do these exercises just before you get on the bike. Really helpful to help support the low back and prevent back pain from occurring.